A major Missouri Valley Conference showdown between two red-hot Land of Lincoln teams. Bradley, UIC, first place, second place, and a showdown today in the Windy City. Bradley comes in as the top team in the Valley, but UIC red hot in what's already been a record-setting season. They took down Missouri State on the road for the first time, but today they meet the preseason Valley Player of the Year.
Duke Dean, the head of the snake for the Braves, coming off a tough stretch of basketball, only 8 points and 9 turnovers the last 2 games, looking to bounce back in Chicago.
And in Chicago, they meet Mr. UIC, the sharpshooter from Serbia, Filip Skobal.
You said it, Sam. Sharpshooter indeed, 5 for 5 from 3 his last time out, 6 for 6 from the field. A huge part of what UIC wants to do on offense.
And it's good to have all of you with us here in Chicago alongside Joey Lane. I'm Sam Brief. So Joey, let's look for the starting lineup for Bradley. It's one of the most experienced in the nation. 4
returning starters and 4 guys who are going to vibe to be on that all-first team in the Valley, as deep of a team as you'll find.
And they almost won the Valley last year, returned 6 of their top 8 scorers. Meanwhile, we look at UIC. This is a big lineup that leads the Valley in rebounding.
Rebounding, a huge calling card, and they want to get out and run. It all starts and ends with Ty Freeman shooting the three-point ball.
Yeah, Freeman's been red hot. He scored 18 in that win over Missouri State. First-year head coach Rob Eson leads UIC against 10th-year lead man Brian Wardle, 3-time Valley champ, and the 2023 Missouri Valley Conference Coach of the Year. Well, Bradley's all by itself at the top. That 4-1 conference record. In first place, UIC's in an 8-team tie for second place. Something's got to give today in Chicago. And Darius Hanna wins the tip for Bradley. Got the Braves in white on the road. UIC wearing black at home, and a blackout day here in Chicago. Duke Dean, the preseason Valley Player of the Year. Joey called him the head of the snake. Now Zeke Montgomery handling. Montgomery bullying his way in. Step back, got it over Mason.
Look for Zeke Montgomery all night, getting to that spot in the low post where he can operate as well as any guard in this entire conference.
Scores 14 points a game, second only to Mr. Duke Dean. Now time for the Flames, an explosive offense under an offensive mastermind in Rob Eson, as Siani goes bully ball early and draws a foul on Hanna. Time for our opponent keys to the game.
Pretty simple if you're a Bradley Brave here. Lean on your vets. We talked about 4 returning starters, but the most important thing, take care of the ball, yes, but get Duke Dean going. Already highlighted it. Needs to get going scoring the basketball if Bradley wants to be the team that they want to be.
Got to make your free throws, and Sasha Siani just 54% from the stripe this year. Maybe his only shortcoming in what's been a phenomenal first UIC season, leading the Valley in rebounding with 9 a game. Goes 0 for 2, though. Bradley moving quick. Atler Atlinson. Now Dean with it. He shoots it over Skobal, and a bit strong. We'll see a lot of three-point shots for Bradley. They're the top three-point shooting team in the country. Freeman to Siani. Goes right up and a little short. Here comes Dean with some pace. It's a 3-ball for Davis. In and out, cold start for Bradley. So UIC looking to break a 6-year drought of wins against Bradley. Haven't beaten him since November 2018. Skobal in the corner. Can't hit the 3, and both teams with a lid on the basket right now. Pocket picked. Here comes Freeman. To Siani. He's blocked, but they get Montgomery for a foul. And a frenetic pace. Time for the Flames keys.
You're seeing it already. Win the three-point battle. UIC and Bradley both like to shoot a lot of threes, but UIC's three-point defense, bottom 10, I should say, in the country. It's letting up 35%. The three-point line, the ultimate equalizer in college basketball, will loom large today.
Chance for redemption now. Sasha Tsiani is 0 for 3 from the line.
A little bit of a lid on the hoop here for the Flames early, getting some tough looks so far. But these, Sam, these are free, these free throws. Let's see if we can reverse jinx them one time.
You are a mastermind. Flames first point, courtesy of Sasha. So Bradley, yeah, top three-point shooting team in the country, 42% as a team, which is a video game-like number.
It's remarkable because in this day and age, every team is shooting a ton of threes, and to shoot it at that clip is something really to hold your hat on.
Hannah gets fouled by Tsiani. I mean, even Darius Hannah, who's their big man, their center, he's shooting 44%. I mean, if you're wearing a Bradley uniform, you can shoot long distance.
You see him doing a little bit inside here, going up strong, a little foul on the forearm there, but you said it, Hannah, number 35 in white, as skilled as you'll find in this forward center position. Just about every guy that you see check in for Bradley today will shoot the three ball well, but is so skilled, and it's almost positionless basketball for the Braves outside of Duke Dean at point guard.
Darius Hannah, fifth-year senior from Milwaukee, puts him up 3. There's a heck of a Milwaukee to Bradley pipeline. Their head coach, Brian Wardle, he went to Marquette. Assistant coach Jimmy Foster from Milwaukee, so they recruit the Cream City very well. Here's a running floater for Freeman, and a foul.
Great job by Javon Jackson, feeling that pressure, not getting over half court and getting trapped there, and having his heads up, finding number 8 in black, and Ty Freeman knows what to do with the rest. Great finish through the contact.
Freeman is the hottest of UIC Flames right now, coming off 18 on Tuesday against Missouri State. And the Missouri native ties us up.
Like you said, Sam, Freeman has been incredibly impressive the last few games. We had them earlier this year, and he was great off the bench, and now he's turning into one of the focal points of this team.
Almar Atlason, the pride of Iceland, gets stripped and will stay here. Flames are adamant it should go the other way, but call on the floor is Bradley ball.
Great job getting to the rim and attacking closeouts there, as Atlason's a great three-point shooter. The strip there does, okay, we've got the luxury of replay. It definitely is off UIC, but refs
you
get paid
always
a lot of
have
money
to
to do a good job.
Yep, always have to protest. Good call, refs. Atlason to Dean, 5'8", but best player on the floor. Hannah facing up Tsiani. Hannah, 15-footer, is good.
Did I mention his versatility, Sam? He, inside, outside, whatever you need, little show and go there, and a finish over a tough contest by Tsiani.
First team preseason All-Valley for a reason. And here's Jackson. And he's stuffed. Davis on the block. Now quick the other way, Montgomery with some hesitation and sort of an awkward fall away. Now Mason, who's had a quiet start. Smooth guard with a kick out. Freeman off on a 3. Flames have yet to hit one.
Something tells me that won't stop them from shooting more, though.
For both teams, combined 0 for 4 so far. Uncharacteristic as Atlason is fouled by Freeman. They get him for a hand in the cookie jar. All right, a little more beef coming in the game for both sides. For Bradley, it's Connor Dillon and Ahmet Jonovic, who's the tallest player in Bradley history at 7'1". And Mo Kansleris, big man from Lithuania, checks in for UIC. Here's Dillon fresh off the bench. Got mauled in the corner by Jackson, and a foul.
Connor Dillon's got a fun story. Transfer from Winona straight, but from Peoria, Illinois, a hometown guy for the Bradley Braves. Averaged almost 22 points a game for Winona State last year, and via that transfer portal, made his way down back home to Peoria.
It's nice when the portal can send you back home.
Absolutely. That's the good stories in the portal. There's plenty of bad ones.
The portal giveth, the portal taketh.
Exactly.
Here's Skobal guarding Dean. Now down low to the 7'1" big man, and Flames generate a turnover. Henderson, like a blur, to the basket for two.
Ahmad Henderson, just such a great job of coming off the bench and being this energizer bunny and really changing the pace for a team that already plays as fast as any team in the Valley.
Track meets speed, and then Dean misses strong. Board to Dillon. Nice tip out there by Jonovic. Dean stepped out. So another turnover and a really messy offensive start for first place Bradley. Well, it's first place against second place. And we'll be back after this.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the delicious Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you can settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, cause the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
And Doug.
You'll be back! Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. You're just a flightless bird!
No, he's a dreamer, Frank.
And Doug.
Well, I'll be. That bird really did it.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Looks like it's grind time, huh?
Dr. Garcia?
Reality checkup! That grimy film on your teeth is actually the buildup of plaque bacteria, which can cause cavities in months. And your toothpaste just isn't cutting it.
Most toothpaste quit working in minutes, but the antibacterial fluoride in Crest Pro Health protects for up to 12 hours.
So I can stop cavities before they start.
The #1 toothpaste brand in America. For even more protection, use with Crest Pro Health mouthwash. Crest.
Tied early in an all-Illinois matchup between Bradley and UIC. Good to have you with us. Time to brief you up on Bradley. Used to be a powerhouse with a couple of Final Four appearances in the 50s. And then, of course, the great Jerry Krause from Bradley. We mentioned that Milwaukee pipeline. A big reason why is Coach Wardle and what he did at Marquette. One of their best Milwaukee players, undoubtedly, Darius Hannah, who has had a nice start down low.
He's been the focal point for Bradley, and yes, Duke Dean's their best player, but like all good point guards, you're going to get your guys involved and comfortable in the game first and foremost, and that's what they've done so far with Darius Hannah. He's been incredibly impressive in the early going.
Hannah on the bench as we come out of the timeout. Little full court pressure here for Bradley. Mason breaks it over to Freeman and finally get it over. Bradley known as an offensive juggernaut, but they also have the best opponent field goal percentage in the Valley as Freeman flushes it home.
They got a great opponent field goal percentage because they don't give up high percentage looks like that one. That goes in just about 99 times out of 100. Great offensive set out of the timeout for UIC.
Here's Jonovic in the high post. Now Dean on Consleris, and mid-ranger short, uncharacteristically off so far. Duke Dean's 0 for 3, and we're going to UIC.
Sure seemed like that ball got tipped there. You have to think that the best player in the conference probably isn't going to airball a pull-up like that. May have gotten tipped. Bradley wanted a tip. We go the other way.
Flames with the lead. Skobal the 3. Boom!
Same exact set that they ran out of the timeout. Little flex action, back screen into a down screen. And this time, Skobal uses the down screen and does what he does best.
And then Jonovic does what he does best. Straight to the hoop. Henderson slicing and dicing, and he whirls it in. So pretty.
We are watching two of the quickest guards in college basketball today, not only in how fast they move, but with the ball. They're so dangerous.
Dillon to Jonovic, feeding the big man, and he left it short. With a 5-point lead, here's Freeman and the Flames. Henderson. And it's batted away by Jonovic. Bradley with it. Dean. Davis fouled.
Duke Dean so under control in transition, knows exactly where his guys are coming from on the fast break, waiting, playing off of 2 feet, and making a great bounce pass to Davis, number 5 in white in transition. Here you see, he knows he's trailing the play. He finds him on time, on target pass, leading him right into the foul. 2 shots for the Braves.
Christian Davis, native of Denver, who started his college career at Lemoyne out in the Northeast Conference. Transferred to Bradley, he's been there 3 years. And a regular starter now for Coach Wardle.
A great starter to have in the sense of knowing his role as a 3 and D guy, which is so prevalent now in college basketball and in the NBA, of course. A superstar in his role, no doubt.
Montgomery back in. Also a really interesting story. Zeke Montgomery started his college career at Bradley, transferred out. He went to Rhode Island 1 year, and then he came back to Bradley.
And Coach Wardle said, you know what? He's a really good player. We'll take him back in a heartbeat. They always had a great relationship, and it's great to see him back in red and white.
Why not? Says he's a lot more mature now, controlled. It's a different player than the freshman who first showed up. As Mason gets it swatted away. Jonovich blocked it, but then stepped out. So UIC fortuitously gets to keep it.
Phenomenal defense by the Braves, and it gives you the ability, as you see here, as Jordan Mason gets downhill, to funnel your man to the big 7-footer down low, because you know he's gonna take care of those shots just like that.
Now Conslaris on Hannah. That's a tough matchup for Big Mo. Jonovich with help and a shot clock violation.
Again, phenomenal defense by the Braves. Knowing the shot clock, digging here on the basketball off the ball, as you see Jonovich there, and you see the bench erupt from the shot clock violation. That's just as good as any turnover. Yeah, it's a dead ball, but it gets the guys going.
You almost feel bad for Conslaris in that situation with Hannah and Jonovich on him. Here's Jaquan Johnson into the backcourt, and Bradley turns it right back over.
Right into the game for number 22 in white. Freshman out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you guessed it. Has been a very steady guy off the bench. Can play with Duke Deans, can give, spell Duke Deans minutes when he needs to, like now. It's always tough, your first possession, driving to the basket and turning the ball over. That's not what you need out of your backup point guard.
No. Freshman out of Milwaukee, one of 3 players from Milwaukee on this Bradley squad. Mason going in, there was a foul against Bradley as Siani went flying, and they'll get Hannah for it. His second.
Looks like what we saw from our vantage point was a little bit of a chucking of the cutter, right? That freedom of movement now that you have in college basketball. No forearms that you can put into guys as they're cutting.
Here's Henderson. Baseline drive. Now Mason running floater for the deuce.
So impressed with the development of Jordan Mason throughout this year. Transfer from Texas State. Has really carved out a nice role in the starting lineup for the Flames over the last few games, getting downhill and making plays just like that.
The Flames have hit 5 of their last 6 shots. Here's the Icelandic sophomore. A little wild. Flames get it. Momentum on UIC's side. Here's Conslaris rumbling in, and they get a block foul on Johnson. The Bradley part of the crowd doesn't like it.
They don't like it, and you'll see here, when you're the secondary defender, meaning Johnson was not guarding Big Mo in transition there, you have to give the player 1 step. New rule this year, 1 step in order for it to not be an offensive foul. And you see the contact still moving when Big Mo made the contact with him. It's a block every day textbook.
Team foul number 5 as Henderson keeps the cold spell going from 3. These 2 sharpshooting teams combining 1 for 6 from downtown so far. Dean was looking for Montgomery, instead going to Jonovich. Atlason lost it. Jonovich. And now we're diving on the floor. Looks like a tie-up and possession with UIC. Well, turnovers have told the story today. That's the 5th on Bradley.
Absolutely, and briefly talked about it at the top of the broadcast. As you see, the little back tap, first to the floor for Bradley, but a great job by Henderson getting in there to tie him up, knowing the Flames had the possession arrow. But you're right, Sam. You know, I'll use Duke Dean as an example again. He has more turnovers than points in the last few games, and super uncharacteristic. Already has 2 tonight, and the Braves struggling on the offensive end, just unlike him.
Now 11 turnovers to 8 points in his last 2 games and change. Real struggle for the preseason player of the year. As Siani finds a cutting Pickett after a bobble, he gets it.
Really great cut by Pickett, one of the 2 returners for UIC this year. Saw his defender's eyes go to the big man down low and made a nice back cut.
And then Siani swipes it. Another dive on the floor and another jump ball. So possession now with Bradley. Hey, Bradley hasn't hit a bucket in 3 minutes. UIC clamping down against the #1 team in the Valley as we step aside in Chicago.
When you find yourself betting on sports constantly, spending too much time at the slots, losing money you can't afford to lose, are you really winning? We are here to help you because you are not alone. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit areyoureallywinning.com.
UIC students, get a special bonus of $100 when you join Credit Union One and start banking anytime, anywhere. All you have to do is open a CU1 free student checking account, download our highly rated mobile app, and log in for a $100 bonus. That's it. CU1's mobile app helps you transfer money easily, deposit checks, set account alerts and debit card controls, and much more. It's an easy, everyday banking solution for students on the go. Find out more at creditunion1.org/UIC.
Take a time out with the sounds of Portillo's.
Order number 3, come see me. Order number 3.
Portillo's. It always sounds good.
Hoop dreams. I've always had them. Going strong to the net, hitting the game-winning shot. I'm back, and my dream is a reality, thanks to my organ donor. Register today at giftofhope.org.
Arch Madness tips off March 6th through 9th in St. Louis, and the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village is the best place to celebrate before and after games. Visit the MVC Fan Hangout to enjoy Ballpark Village restaurants, entertainment, and everything Arch Madness. For more information, visit archmadness.com and click on Fan Hangout. Moving, grooving here in Chicago. Sam Brief, Joey Lane, and our wonderful crew with you for a battle of 2 of the MVC's best. Bradley alone at the top. UIC in a, count 'em, 8-team tie for second place.
The Valley has been so great in years past, but this year, there's something about the depth of this conference. You look at the other teams towards the top, Drake, Belmont, teams that have not only made the NCAA tournament, but won games in the NCAA tournament. Huge fan of what the Drake Bulldogs have done with their brand new coach and brand new roster, a ton of D2 transfers. But UIC, they might be the darling of them all in what they've done so far this year.
UIC really started to make some waves with a monster win over Drake on New Year's Day. So officials out of the timeout are reviewing this play. There was just elbows, hands, knees, everything kind of flying, a little extracurricular activity. You see UIC coach Rob Eson waving his players away, tempers flaring, so officials sorting through it.
A lot of times when it's that close to the bench too, you're checking to see if someone left the bench, if a player leaves the bench, they're ejected from the game. Checking to see if there's any extracurriculars to give a dead ball technical. Lots to sort out, and we'll wait to hear from the refs on what came to be.
We're waiting for some clarity. Can we get a, here?
double technical foul on white 5 and black 4 offset.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Wonderful, concise explanation from Steve Honacki. So, yeah, double technicals. They get Mo Conslaris, or rather, Christian Davis and Ethan Pickett offsetting fouls. Bradley ball. Dean, a 3-ball, and he stays cold. 0 for his first 4 from the floor. Now Pickett, after getting called for a tech, out to Ciani. UIC's grooving. They've hit 6 of their last 8. Double teamed. Henderson, out to Skobal. The 3 is off. And then a foul against Pickett as he bumped down Duke Dean, and Ethan Pickett, temper maybe running high.
Duke Dean boxing out Ethan Pickett, I should say there. And as they try to get in transition, you see the bottom left part of your screen for a second there just get tangled up, and they're always going to get the guy on defense there, especially if you're fresh off a technical foul. Ref's trying to set a little tone here that they're not dealing with any funny business tonight.
And a lot of fouls so far. Each team has 6 fouls, and we're not even halfway through the first. So next foul means bonus for both sides. Looking for Dean instead. Atlison out to Montgomery. And Ciani stripped him, but is whistled for a foul. His first.
Yeah, looked to be good D all the way until that little reach in you'll see at the end where Gianni's got to switch late in the shot clock and just gets right up into space. And whether you like it, whether you don't, that's going to be a foul just about every single time. A little overzealous from number 21 in black.
Missing the 1-and-1, so Bradley has a lid on the basket. They have no points in 3.5 minutes. A team that leads the NCAA in three-point shooting, 0 for 3 from downtown, and 3 for 12 from the floor. Ciani goes to work, and he got blocked by Jonovic. Right back up for 2.
So under control with that first drive, and yes, he was denied, but sticks with it and makes that extra effort play to get himself 2.
3 for Davis is strong, and we'll stay here. Sasha Ciani in the early going, 3 points, 6 rebounds for the top rebounder in the Valley. As you look at the ESOM file, first year here with UIC. For previous seasons as head coach, we're down at UAB in Alabama. It's UIC ball. Havoc from Mason.
Bradley, while yes, they're turning the basketball over at a higher rate than usual, when they don't turn it over, they're getting really good looks. As you see Brian Wardle here in his 10th year, reigning coach of the year for the Bradley Braves.
He's also back in his home area, went to Hinsdale Central High School, all-time leading scorer at that high school. Dean with a strip on Ciani. And Dean out to Birch, who just tiptoeing on that baseline. Heard a "what are you doing" from the Bradley sideline. Here's Dean squirming through, and a tough fall away. Good for Dean.
You got to think that gets 21 in white going. That's the toughest shot he's taken today, and it's the first one that goes down.
Of course. Ended a 4.5-minute scoring drought for the Braves. Still down 7. Mason will reset things. Mason drives, and the fall away swirls in.
Mason's going to hurt you getting downhill and finishing over length. He's done it all year long, and that's just another example of him fading away from the contest and making such a great, tough 2.
Now Jonovic looking for Dean, his best player, trying to get hot. And then Dean throws it to the UIC bench. Turnover number 8.
A little bit of a miscommunication there between Dean and Birch. Dean's thinking he's going to stay on the wing and have a wide open three, but Birch replacing after that roll. You know, Birch doesn't play a ton. Dean maybe not as used to his tendencies, right? I know we're late in the year at this point. A little miscommunication there from the backcourt mates.
Birch also missed 6 games with a foot injury,
right,
so still readjusting. Screen from Freeman. Jackson handling. Jackson spinning. Here's Consleris from point-blank range. Left it, own board, putbacks off. Rebound goes to Davis, and Bradley takes back over. Dean. Bradley with 5 turnovers in its last 5 minutes. Montgomery gets a block foul called on Jackson, so Zeke Montgomery back to the strike as the foul fest continues. That'll take us to a timeout. It's a grueling MVC battle between 2 Land of Lincoln teams. Bradley, UIC, back in a moment.
There's all that we fight for and all that we fight against. This is the line where our nation's future is won. We are Marines. We were made for this.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the delicious Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you can settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, cause the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and it's still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, she came out fighting. 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on, 5 different medications. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx can save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. You do the math, the money we're able to save with using GoodRx, we're able to do all these extra activities. She can hit hard, too, for a little skinny thing. So it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Back in Chicago, where the UIC defense has been stumping Bradley so far, and now we will try and stump all of you. Little in-game trivia. Which UIC player has played the most games? Joey Lane, you seem very confident that you'll get today's answer, so I'm curious how you feel now.
I have a strange feeling that the player may be in this game today.
Oh, yeah. We're talking current players.
Right, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't want to give an answer yet because I want everyone to guess at home.
Yeah, you guys guess.
And when they do come back, and when we do have it in the second half, I will give my answer.
I'll say it. You seem stressed. Montgomery with the make. He came in all confident.
I did. I thought it was going to be an Ohio State football question, so.
I knew it wouldn't go too long before an Ohio State football reference. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To the Buckeyes. Montgomery hits them both. Hey, so Bradley entered as the NCAA's best three-point shooting team, but now combining the numbers their last 2 games, 5 for 23 from long distance, including 0-3 tonight. It's a Henderson three-point miss. Rebound, Jonovic.
Braves going to a little bit of a zone there out of the timeout.
Dean for 3. Boom! There's his first.
Listen, Sam, if you talk enough about a guy slumping, he's going to break out of that slump. And Duke Dean, we mentioned him all day long so far and his struggles. That's a big shot to get him going and the team going.
Skobal answers with an air ball. And now Dillon moving with pace. UIC's lead down to 4 as the Flames have dried up a bit. The Duke calling for a screen. Out to Dillon, long distance 3. That's boarded by Henderson. As a team, Bradley 1 for 5 from beyond the arc. Mason able to keep it. Mason on Dean. This is a key matchup. Screen coming. Hannah switches. Into the corner. 3 for Pickett. And rebound tips back to UIC. Flames are the Missouri Valley's top rebounding team, showing off right now. Conslaris, the drive. And it's out of bounds. No, it stays in bounds. And Mo misses a really tough shot.
Again, credit to Bradley. They have been locking down on the defensive end. It's just a matter of time before the shots fall. UIC hanging on by a thread to this lead now as we get under 6 minutes.
Pickett rumbling in. And finds Mason. Flames have missed their last 6 shots, so looking for a quality look here. It's Ahmad Henderson, Chicago native. Bradley wanted a foul. Here's Conslaris, slithering through, and he finds it.
Big Mo doing a great job of taking his time and getting his feet under control to finish through what looked like some contact there for a great 2 points. Bradley really picking up the pressure on ball, on defense, and UIC doing well that time down.
It was the first points for Big Mo, native of Kaunas, Lithuania. Dean in the corner. The bounce for Jonovic. 7-1 big man, little strong. Flames with a ton of speed. And it's Ahmad Henderson fouled. Ahmad Henderson to the line amidst a scoring drought for Bradley.
In a blur, number 0 in black, headed up the court. Doesn't matter if it's 1-on-5 or 5-on-1, he's still going. Making a great play, getting downhill and absorbing the contact, and he'll get rewarded with some free throws here.
And now a virtual line change. Both teams going with 3 subs, including Sasha Tsiani, who checks in for UIC. And they'll play some twin towers, so it's Tsiani and Conslaris in the game together for the first time.
UIC been phenomenal on the offensive glass so far today. Why not go even bigger and put both their big dogs in there, especially without Bradley's size and length. Going to their bench again, getting a little more size there with Christian Davis, but fresh into the game, number 34 in white, Connor Linke, 6'9" senior out of St. Charles, nearby St. Charles, Illinois.
And Henderson hits them both. Now 41 for 44 on the season. 10th best free throw shooter in the country. They're free.
They are. Wise man once told me that.
Montgomery, step back, long 2. Ugly shot. UIC ball. Kobe Jeffries. Down to Tsiani. Big man on big man. Tsiani. Professional move for 2.
UIC going right at number 34 in white. Linke fresh into the game. Tsiani's a lot to handle down low, especially right off the bench.
See some fresh blood in the game and attack him right away. Atlason to Linke. His first touch. The freshman, Jaquan Johnson. Now Atlason, a 3-ball and an air ball. Now with speed, Henderson, Jeffries. Freeman, audacious 3, in and out. Braves ball. Braves down 10. First place team in the Valley with a lot on the line here. 18-game win streak against fellow Illinois schools. Linkeon Siani with the left hand, ugly. Braves can't find any offensive rhythm. Contreras to Siani, a 3 for Sasha, and he left it.
If you're Bradley, you'll take that shot all day long. UIC, Siani, not known for his three-point shooting, close to 38% on the year.
Davis, and a foul. They get Siani for the contact. Well, this one's a rock fight. UIC by 8. Defense will win the day in Chicago.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch, We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Oh, you don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close, or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hoop dreams. I've always had them. Going strong to the net, hitting the game-winning shot. I'm back, and my dream is a reality, thanks to my organ donor. Register today at giftofhope.org.
You never know when you might be involved in an accident, so please put my number in your phone, 312-6-million. Injury law made personal, that's Ankin Law.
When you find yourself betting on sports constantly, spending too much time at the slots, losing money you can't afford to lose, are you really winning? We are here to help you because you are not alone. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit areyourreallywinning.com.
Sparky in peak form. UIC up 8 on the Valley's first place team, Bradley. Our UIC major of the game is engineering management. I haven't taken calculus in years. You can take it here at UIC.
Calculus, that's where math lost me, Sam. Once they started throwing in some letters in there, right? You go from 4 times 4 to 4 times 4x, and you're trying to solve for x. That's when you lose.
That's just algebra, Joey. It's not that hard.
It's just math at the end of the day, right?
All right, well, let's do some basketball math. Combined three-point field goal percentage today is 2 for 17 between two teams that shoot it better than almost anyone.
And you look on Bradley's side, right? As efficient of a scoring team, like we've said time and time again, number 11 in the country in effective field goal percentage on the year because they shoot it so well from 3. And I wouldn't say that, yes, they're not making the shots, but it's not because they're getting bad looks. They've gotten great looks. It's just a matter of knocking them down. And as we see a free throw miss there, struggling from the field can be as simple as making or missing shots. And that's what it seems like it's been so far today.
Bradley as a team, 27% shooting. That effective field goal percentage, 59%, the top 11 number Joey mentioned. Here's Freeman. Mason to 3, got it.
Bradley for the second time out of a media timeout coming in in a zone. And Sam, you know the best way to get a team out of a zone is hitting a 3 right away and make it a wide open 3 at that for Jordan Mason.
Jaquan Johnson, 4-3. Freshman from Milwaukee, rattling it home.
A big time shot to answer the 3 on the other end. Jaquan Johnson not playing his best game so far for Bradley, but responding phenomenally there.
Here's Contreras. Now Henderson triggers and misses the 3. Contreras crashing the glass, but Jonovic scoops the putback. And turnover number 9 nearly came for Bradley. Dean able to muscle it back. Now Jonovic, speaking of muscle, Conslaris throws it off the big man. Flames ball.
UIC is flying all over the place on defense. As you see here, Ty Freeman stepping in, getting his hands on the ball, and Big Mo with the heady play to jump out of bounds and give his team another possession.
And the primal scream. Energy high in Chicago. Flames have not beaten Bradley since November 2018. Braves ended UIC season last year in the Valley Tournament. Skobal short on the 3. And Conslaris thinking about it. But Flames reset things.
Another offensive rebound for UIC, gaining them another possession. The Bigs doing such a great job, but it was Ty Freeman tipping it out. Let's see if he gets rewarded.
Freeman to Conslaris. Looks like a tie-up, and it'll go Bradley.
Ty Freeman slipping out of that screen and trying to make the one more pass, but in a crowd. Great job by Christian Davis getting that jump ball with Big Mo. And we'll head to a timeout.
So recent history in this matchup, as we just covered, very one-sided, right? Bradley has won the last 6. And for Bradley, it's not just UIC. They have won 18 games in a row against Illinois schools. Just a phenomenal showing.
It's a really great stat, that especially because there's so much great basketball in the state of Illinois at the college level, whether it be UIC and all the way up to the big dogs in the Big Ten, Northwestern Illinois, who Bradley have not played in this long winning streak. It's a testament to a high level program, and a program that's done a lot of winning, especially in recent years.
Yeah, worth noting, Illinois hasn't played Bradley since 2013, so might want to send a memo to Brad Underwood.
Come on, Coach Underwood. Play some of the big dogs from the Valley.
Mason misses, follow for Henderson is there.
Offensive rebounding quickly becoming the story of this half as UIC gains another possession, and Henderson floats it right on home.
Their 7th offensive rebound of the first half. It's a wide open 3, in and out for Birch. Just his 2nd miss of the season from downtown. 6 of 8 now. With a 10-point lead, UIC will wait a moment. Sitting pretty against the Valley's top team. Here comes a screen from Freeman. Ty rolling. Now Conslaris with 3. Conslaris off, put back, good for Mason. Now Braves hold for the final shot. A tumultuous first half. Dean, the 3, good. And the Valley's top player ends the first half with an exclamation mark, but this half of basketball belonged to UIC.
The Flames have been up, and they've stayed up for the entirety of that half, turning the ball over on defense and getting those offensive rebounds, leading to extra looks. It's been all Flames in the first 20 minutes here in Chicago.
I think we expected high-flying offense. Instead, we get a good old-fashioned fist fight in Chicago. And our halftime coverage will continue after this. We'll talk to you.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Target made Good and Gather for you, helping you save on tasty berries frozen at peak ripeness, ready whenever you need them. Everyday favorites at unbeatable prices. We made Good and Gather for you, only at Target.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us. Because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
How is this Chili's 3 for Me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
It could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this! Please!
Never gonna happen.
Wait, I know the song! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
He doesn't work here.
Chili's baby back Williams.
3 for Me means more for you. Get a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, and the Big Smasher Burger with fries for just $10.99 only at Chili's.
What the biggest companies deliver is an exceptional customer experience. What makes it possible is unmatched connectivity and 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business. T-Mobile connects 100,000 Delta Airlines employees, powers Tractor Supply's stores nationwide with reliable 5G business internet, and partners with PGA of America on game-changing innovation. This is how business goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
Hey Flames fans, it's Coach Rob Esom from UIC Men's Basketball. We're here at Glenwood Academy. We're about to take some of the students Christmas shopping for the holiday season. Wishing everybody in the Chicago area and all our fans happy holidays. We'll announce those.
So where should we go first? Yes, definitely.
And I got some sunglasses. I like this car.
Todd Freeman here with the kids. Interesting fact, we got some first-time Target shoppers, so we're looking for some stuff that's good. We find anything? Nope. All right, let's go. Let's go find some good. What you see? That's my favorite movie. That's right here. What's this? Keychain.
Drain. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
In the fast-paced world of college basketball, leadership, skill, and determination are keys to success. For UIC's Kimari Rimmer, those qualities are not only visible on the court, but are also helping to elevate the Flames to new heights. Since transferring to UIC prior to her senior season, the forwards made an immediate impact for the Flames. Last season, Rimmer started 31 of 34 games for UIC, leading the Flames in rebounds and steals, while finishing second on the team in points per game. For her efforts, the Missouri Valley Conference named Rimmer to its 2024 All-Newcomer team. This season, the Chicago natives continued her strong production on the court, averaging 9 points and 5 rebounds over 20 minutes a game.
For me, I think my greatest strength is having teammates who hold me accountable when I'm not being a teammate. or as good as a teammate as they want me to be, which helps me be a leader because I'm leading by example, but I'm also being held accountable when I'm not.
With her leadership, defense, and scoring ability, Kimari Rimmer has quickly become one of the many cornerstone players for UIC. The six-year graduate student's impact goes beyond the box score.
Kimari's just an incredible leader for us on and off the court. She's actually pursuing a second master's degree, and she'll finish up in May, which I'm really proud of her for that. She's got an incredible story and has just been through a lot, but the way that she handles it with just like incredible grace. She's like the mom of the team and just has that like motherly nature in terms of just making sure everybody's taken care of, and just like a joy and an energy giver, somebody that just makes everything fun and uplifts things around her. You know, I'm very sad that my time is winding down with Kimari, but I'm very grateful for the relationship that we've built.
As the Flames look to continue to compete for the MVC championship, all eyes will be on number 22, a player who is not just making an impact today, but shaping the future of UIC basketball. Reporting in Chicago for this week's Missouri Valley Conference Player Profile, I'm Samantha Garcia.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients and meals, savings like $600 in digital coupons, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Or what if we move back?
Hold on and let me think.
We just have too many children.
Ugh, we have one child and that's not funny.
It's funny. It's just not constructive.
We need a miracle.
Miracle every Thursday starting at 2:45.
Can I tell you something? I love you.
I know.
Find childcare that fits your schedule. Learn more at care.com.
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
The pressure starting to mount. Touchdown. Hot girl me like her, she no like we live the life of luxury. Pool or at the pool bar at my home. Showing money like Patrick Mahomes. So you know a trip to the AFC Championship game on the line. This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster.
Whoa! This is star power from the jump. The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
For the love of football, derbies, ultras, and Humba. And every match on ESPN+. For the love of Bundesliga, exclusively on ESPN+.
It's League One volleyball. 6 teams, 6 cities, set it off.
Atlanta, Austin, Houston, Madison, Omaha, Salt Lake.
Exclusively on ESPN and ESPN+.
Hey, college basketball fans.
Your favorite teams and conferences
are on ESPN+.
You get a stellar slate of in-conference games,
including the Big 12, Atlantic 10, and many more.
Sign up now and catch your favorite teams.
What is it going to take to stop this guy? Arman Sarukian, very much a problem.
It all goes down live on pay-per-view.
Since 1907, we've been one valley, united institutions with common goals, breaking down barriers, and building up communities. MVC student athletes are leaving a lasting impact in the places they call home by sharing diverse perspectives and fostering a climate of unity for future Valley pioneers. We are one Valley. It's a dogfight this afternoon in Chicago. Bradley came in as one of the top offenses in the country. Can't find much of anything against UIC.
It's been a huge credit to UIC in the defensive game plan that Coach Isan and his staff have put together. And slowing down guys like Duke Deans and Zeke Montgomery. And on the other end, their offensive rebounding has been phenomenal, crashing the boards and gaining even more extra possessions for their team.
Ahmad Henderson, 8 points, 6 rebounds in the first half. And here's Duke Dean. The first shot he made was probably the toughest of the half. But UIC winning the rebounding battle, winning the turnover battle, and as a result, winning the game.
Absolutely. What we talked about in college was, at the end of the day, if we won the rebounding battle, we were undefeated in those games. As you see here, UIC leading the rebounding battle by 7, and maybe more importantly, the Braves with 6 more turnovers, 9 versus 3 for the Flames.
Usually Bradley shoots at 42% from downtown, today at 30. UIC even worse, but doesn't matter too much when you're winning in every other aspect of the game, as the Flames look for their first win against Bradley since 2018. Second half when we come back.
Apartments.com has helped millions of renters find their places, and they all have a special place in my heart, which is why I keep a picture of each and every one of them in my wallet. Oh, holy cats. Apartments.com, the place to find a place.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Target made Good and Gather for you, helping you save on tasty berries frozen at peak ripeness, ready whenever you need them. Everyday favorites at unbeatable prices. We made Good and Gather for you, only at Target.
He looks down at his queen and says,
Au revoir, mon amour. Au bientôt.
let's work on that French, shall we?
Au revoir, mon amour. À bientôt.
Au revoir, bientôt. More, à bientôt.
Au revoir, mon amour. À bientôt.
Now search with AI Assistant in the Hotels.com app.
I was kind of playing a guessing game when it came to my health.
Now with Whoop, I know how my body works. I could conquer any day.
This year, find your focus. Join Whoop.
My favorite babysitter is Annalisa. She's pretty good. She's like my grandma. She says, Hola, ¿cómo estás? She plays with me. She helps you feel better. Bugs and insects are healthy for you. Amelia took us to the beach. She teaches me some gymnastics. We like color. We draw flowers, and then we go skateboarding.
From babysitters to nannies to daycare centers, find all the care you need at care.com.
This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster.
This is star power from the jump. The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
I walk the walk, yeah. I talk the talk. I play the part, right? I do it all. Set it. White. You know the name, I got the game. Ruling this world is my legacy. Bling bling, my chain. I reign with my energy.
The Australian Open hits different on the networks of ESPN.
The Arch Madness app, presented by Great Southern Bank, is the official app of the 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament. Get information you need to plan your trip to St. Louis, including the tournament schedule, tickets, and special events. Download the Arch Madness app now. Second half in Chicago, Bradley looking to keep a stranglehold on first place. UIC looking to score a signature upset over the Braves. Here's a wide open three from Montgomery. He had all the time he wanted.
That's looking a little bit more familiar from the Bradley Braves straight out of the half. Now you got to look at the lineup that Bradley has in place now. Not only are they going back to the zone, but they get Darius Hanna's back, who had 2 fouls, running a more useful offense that they're used to operating in.
Zone. Siani picks his way against Jonovic and misses the fall away. Here comes Dean, the preseason Valley Player of the Year. Right back to Dean, the architect of this machine of an offense. And strong on a 3. Duke Dean is 2 for 5 from downtown. In the corner, it's Freeman, off on a 3. UIC's missed its first 3 shots of half 2. Montgomery, turnaround shot, got fouled by an incredulous Javon Jackson.
Anytime a guy's going up for a shot and you hit his arm, it's a foul all day long.
Take a look now at our scores from around the Valley. Only 1 game in the books, and?
But of note, we got some tight basketball games here. 4 ties.
We thought this was
looks
a rock
like they're going
fight.
down to the wire.
Nothing thrillers.
The lid, they're trying to get the lid off the hoop.
The proverbial lid has been on for Bradley for much of the game, shooting 33% as a team. And Montgomery hits his 3rd free throw of the night. By the way, last foul on Javon Jackson was number 4, so one of UIC's most prolific players back to the bench as Siani goes up and under.
What a great play in transition to get off of 2 feet by Schobel to find Siani, and Siani using the rim to get away from the 7-footer and protect himself and finish with ease.
UIC 8 assists tonight. Bradley only 3 as a team. Been a much choppier offense. Here's Dean to Jonovic. Left it strong. Offensive board. 7-1 big man misses the 2nd. And then he fouls Siani. All sorts of trouble for Jonovic.
A little bit of a frustration foul, but I don't know if there's anybody he can blame but himself after that first bunny he missed. And a great wall up by Siani down low, holding his ground. Coach Worrell saying he came down from his verticality position. But the 2 big men have been banging down low to start this game.
Heck of a battle. Jonovic out of Serbia. Siani from Slovenia. Both stars on their international sides, too. Here's Freeman on Montgomery. Follows his shot. Jonovic scoops the rebound. Both teams attacking the paint to start the 2nd. Hannah staying true to that, and they get Schobel for his first foul.
The understatement that we really haven't addressed a ton is obviously Bradley's not going to be the same team without Darius Hannah on the floor and quickly showcasing how much of a matchup nightmare he is with the early bucket to start the half and then quickly going to him again the next possession.
And he's on the bench now. They bring Linky in for him. So Hannah just hasn't played much in this game. Only 10 minutes as Dean stays cold. Henderson off a screen. Siani rolling, scoring, and a foul.
As much as it hurts the Flames to be without Javon Jackson with his 4 fouls, number 0 in black, Ahmad Henderson, is so great in the pick and roll and makes a great pocket pass to Siani, who knows what to do with it, the hoop and the harm.
But he stays ice cold, just 1 for 5 from the free throw line. UIC is a team 4 of 8, so that hopefully, if you're a Flames fan, doesn't come back to haunt him. Little double team coming. Now Linky for Dean. 3 is off. Offensive board chased down by Davis. Dean. Montgomery. Getting bodied. Davis, hard drive. Left it short, rebound Siani.
Phenomenal verticality by Siani there. That secondary defender holding his ground, jumping with the with the driver and a great rebound to seal it.
Running floater for Henderson. He's the first player in double figures with 10.
And deservedly so. Like we talked about, without Jackson, who controls so much of the offense for UIC, Henderson has to do his best impersonation of him, and he brings something different to the table with his pace and his speed running the offense, and man, has he been great tonight.
Now here's a sputtering Bradley offense that's missed its last 6 shots. Davis rumbling in, fouled by Skobal. He's disappointed, his second.
And I think he's got something to be disappointed about here. Is we saw Bradley getting downhill and Davis thinking 3, a good hesitation, driving to the basket. And if you see here, Skobal's going to get the ball first. Or no ball at all, just a lot of forearm. I thought in live play, it was a quick tip and then a lot of forearm after, but can't argue with that call.
No.
A great drive and rewarded with 2 free throws.
And the beneficiary is Christian Davis. 4 points and 8 boards tonight. For the native of Denver, he's actually the first Bradley player ever from the state of Colorado.
And he's been so impressive in this game thus far. For a Bradley team that doesn't look to him for offense, he's realized that he's got to get downhill and he's got to get something for himself, just the way that Bradley's been operating. A 3-and-D guy normally who he'll give you a corner 3 and he's going to guard your other team's best players, trying to take a little bit of the offensive sputtering, I guess you could say, to his own right.
As a team, Bradley, 28% field goal percentage. Brutal. UIC popping it around. Freeman open for a 3. And Siani gets the board. Siani right back up.
How good has Sasha Siani been to start this half? Offensive rebounds, defensive stops, defensive rebounds. Just turning into the heart and soul of this UIC team.
11 points and 9 boards. Dean. Montgomery for 3s off. And then Henderson just takes it from Linke. Henderson on the break. Runs into a brick wall, and then Davis diving for it. Freeman gets it back. It's right on half court, and they get an over the back. That's a tough break.
Tough break for Ty Freeman, who gets on the floor for that ball, but any part of your body crosses over that line once you establish position, whether you're scrambling for it or not, over and back.
Bradley ball when we come back.
Ludicrous. All right, who called for ludicrous? Sorry, we went, this is ludicrous.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't tell ludicrous what's ludicrous. Ludicrous tells you what's ludicrous.
Okay.
Oh, that is ludicrous. You don't need me for this. Hang on. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Good thing you have State Farm. Just file a claim on the app or call us.
Guess I can go.
Don't you mean roll out?
No, I don't.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Since 1991, St. Louis has served as the gateway to the best men's basketball tournaments. Arch Madness. Experience buzzer beaters, Madness, and Missouri Valley Conference Core. And it begins here. The 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament, presented by Credit Union One and Great Southern Bank, tips off March 6th through the 9th. Celebrate 35 years of Arch Madness. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
UIC on top of the Valley's top team by 11 with absolutely smothering defense. And here's what's on the line. Bradley looking to protect their first place standing, and UIC looking to get out of an 8-team tie.
That logjam at 3-2 with so many teams in there vying to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. UIC included, obviously, looking to really continue on this trajectory of such a successful first season for Coach Isan.
And not only is Bradley the top team in the Valley this year, they are number 2 in the latest mid-major top 25, trailing only Gonzaga, a perennial title contender.
Quite the mid-major, that Gonzaga Bulldog team.
Yeah, we can't even call them a mid-major,
exactly.
right? I mean, so
they're a new blood.
Right, new blood. So we could say Bradley, the top mid-major team in the country, and a lot on the line as Mason tips it out of bounds, and it's going maybe to the Flames. Refs have to sort it out. Thought that just hit off of Mason and out of bounds, but they will give it to UIC.
Very rarely do you see refs come together and keep the decision that they had on the floor, because usually that other ref saw something that was in the blind spot of the ref that made the call, but it was a first for everything, I guess.
Wow. So Flames ball up 11. Consleris working on Jonovic. UIC's got those 2 bigs in the game right now, both Ciani and Consleris, 21 and 5. Mason ended up by himself, and he hits the long 2.
UIC doing a great job against the zone of getting the ball into the most dangerous position, being the middle of the floor to beat that zone, and Jordan Mason doing what he does best there.
Davis for 3, and Ciani the rebound. His 5th double-double of the season secured. No one in the Valley has more double-doubles than UIC's big man. Mason curling around and stuffed by Jonovic, but Ciani there for cleanup, missed it, and then a Bradley foul goes against Darius Hanna. That's his 4th. And brutal for a guy who's barely been able to get into a rhythm. He's got to come back out.
I would think that Coach Wardle's going to give about, depending on what the score ends up being, 8 minutes maximum. He comes back into the game 5 minutes later, I guess you could say, in that under 8 timeout, because 13-point hole now for the Braves seemingly only could get worse without Hanna on the floor.
There goes Henderson slithering in. Mason able to secure it. And then Ciani scoops it up. He's blocked by Jonovic. And it's still Flames ball. Man, Ahmet Jonovic has been everywhere. Now 4 blocks.
Very rare for Sasha Ciani to go up against someone who's bigger and stronger than him, especially in the Valley. Jonovic doing a great job of trying to hold him down.
Jonovic, 7'1", 250. Freeman for 3. Air ball that is saved to Dean. So Bradley takes over, and Montgomery ends a scoring drought of 3 minutes.
Duke Dean doing a great job of keeping his eyes up and running the fast break there, throwing ahead to his backcourt mate for an easy 2.
Bradley back in that 2-3 zone. UIC looking to pick its way through. Ciani around to Henderson for 3. And short. Flames are just 2 for 17 in triples. Now it's Davis with an air ball. Just an atrocious shooting night for 2 of the Valley's top scoring teams.
And you're going to take that corner 3 from Christian Davis every time down the floor if you're Bradley.
Consleris got fouled. Jonovic guilty. You mentioned Davis. He shoots at almost 50% from long distance.
Any three-point shot by Davis is a good three-point shot, especially from the corner. But on the other side, Bradley staying in that zone and UIC doing a great job of getting the ball into the middle of the floor where guys like Ciani and Big Mo are being the decision makers, looking for each other, going high-low there to get Big Mo to the free throw line.
Modestas Kancleris out of Kaunas, Lithuania, rattling it home. He's sort of the fire to Siani's ice as Siani checks out. Skobal and Pickett back in for the Flames.
A little bit more three-point shooting in at that big position, obviously, with Skobal. Bradley's going to stay in that zone. I would define him as a zone killer. He is tailor-made to go up against a 2-3 zone.
Why is that?
He's so skilled. He's a great decision maker in that high post area, but the number one reason is because he shoots the ball at such a high level, especially for UIC, who struggling is a nice way of putting it from beyond the arc today. Skobal's one of the only guys who's made one so far, so got to get him in the ball game, and he's that zone breaker, that zone killer that from the three-point line is so deadly.
Bradley just 1 for its last 10. Montgomery makes it 1 for 11.
I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here when I say this, but it's a great look. Like, no one's upset on the Bradley bench with that shot from Zeke Montgomery. They just cannot get one to fall.
And then Henderson can't get that to fall. Rebound to Davis. And they get Henderson for foul number 2, which will send us to a timeout. As a Bradley team normally so smooth on offense is getting smothered by UIC. It's a dogfight in the Valley.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us, because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the delicious Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, cause the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
And Doug.
You'll be back! Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. You're just a flightless bird!
No, he's a dreamer, Frank.
And Doug.
Well, I'll be. That bird really did it.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
These are my teeth. A few overlap.
Others are straight, crooked, and capped.
Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch.
No matter what kind of teeth, you gotta brush.
Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brush head hugs them, cleans them, gets in between, going where regular brushes don't reach, so teeth get 100% better clean. These are my teeth, the key to my look.
And here's how I perfectly clean every nook.
Your perfect clean starts with Oral-B.
Against a team they haven't beaten in 6 years. UIC up 13. As we revisit our trivia, which UIC player has played in the most games? Joey Lane, I'd love your guess.
I feel like you want me to say Philip Skobal. I'm not going to say Philip Skobal, and instead, I'm going to say Ty Freeman. This is his 3rd team. He's a graduate senior. That's my guess.
Let's see the answer. It is Kobe Jeffries. 115 games.
I really was. You're not going to believe me. I was absolutely going to say him until the last second.
Well, you didn't, and all that matters is the result. You're 0 for 1. Sorry. Back to the action as Davis falls away and hits the first Bradley shot in almost 3 minutes.
They are hanging around, Sam, just hanging around, and soon enough, those threes are going to start to go in, and if UIC doesn't push it up a bit, we're going to have a ball game.
It feels like Bradley's got a run in him. Down to an open Kancleris, who drops it in. And the Bradley bench is furious. Here's Atlason, a 3-ball that he leaves short. And as a team, the Braves are 22% from long distance, which is 20% below what they average. In the corner, it's a Pickett 3 that Dylan scoops. And the Flames are even worse from downtown, 2 of 18 tonight. Bradley looks all out of sorts right now. Atlason to Dean, pops a 3, and he leaves it. A loose ball foul gets whistled against UIC. It's Henderson with number 3.
Jaquan Johnson doing his best UIC impersonation here, going in and crashing the offensive glass and earning himself and the Braves another possession. Couple of substitutions coming in for the Braves here. Coach Worrell trying to get any sort of lineup that can give them a little bit of momentum here down the stretch.
Wardle was absolutely furious with his sophomore from Iceland, Almar Atlason. Pulled him from the game. First look for Corey Thomas, 4 in white, with the ball now. Thomas on Mason, that's a mismatch. The big man, Thomas, gets fouled, and he'll get 2 shots.
Corey Thomas wasting no time, going right to work. Credit to the Braves for having some confidence in the young man, giving him the ball down low and spreading him out and letting him go to work against the smaller Mason, who gets his hand caught in the cookie jar and lucky to not give up the foul and the basket. 2 shots for number 4 in white.
Thomas, a JUCO transfer out of Cowley Community College in Kansas. And Montgomery's back for the Braves.
Interesting lineup in for the Braves. Like I said, trying to find the secret sauce to put this run together. Going with a little bit of a smaller lineup. Both their small point guards in. Couple wings on in the front line. And aforementioned Corey Thomas at that center position.
And if you're just joining us, all-conference big man Darius Hanna on the bench with 4 fouls. It's been a choppy, foul-heavy afternoon for him. Cancelaris off to Mason, back to the big man. And around open Jackson, off on a 3. Flames 2 of 19 from long distance. Johnson with the drive, fouled by Cancelaris. It's actually the first foul on Big Mo.
Big credit to Johnson for coming in and doing stuff like this, getting downhill, the little hesitation move and creating the foul there.
They actually gave this to Pickett, but Pickett wasn't even in the area.
Interesting. But Johnson being the spark plug for the Braves, trying to get them back as he misses the first free throw. Again, it all boils down to in this last 9 minutes and change, what run can Bradley bring to the table here? And can they get some shots from behind the arc to go in, which has been such a huge key to their early season success?
They score 80 a game. Their last game was a 64-57 loss to Drake. And today they've yet to break 40.
And on the other side, UIC plays as fast as anybody and scores as many points as anybody in the Valley. Credit to them for, I mean, this is a gutsy effort from both sides in what has been such a rock fight with fouls like that, left and right. Hard for either team to get any sort of feel and momentum. And, you know, right here, Ron Jackson getting downhill, and he's been a guy who's had to deal with foul trouble tonight. He's got 4 fouls, and Duteen's a little too amped up there, reaching in, cause another foul. It's just been like that all night, where as soon as a team gets anything going, whistle here, whistle there,
and
march to the
whistles
free throw
everywhere.
line.
Here's Mason, lost it. Johnson leading the break, finds Davis, goes up for 2.
Listen, if you're not scoring in the half court, like the Braves are, they're going to look to run whenever they can in transition. A great pass and a great job by the Braves.
And Jackson gets fouled. The whistles continue with Ahmet Jonovic and the third foul on the big man.
Jackson getting downhill here, creating the contact. Jonovic was certain that he did not foul him. But everybody's fouling everybody tonight.
And Javon Jackson, 83% on the season, hits his first. Well, what's on the line here? It's first place in the Valley. The winner of this game will go home with first place next to their name.
And yes,
Bradley
it's
has
early
it now.
on. Yes, it's early on in the season, but it's hard to win in conference play. It doesn't matter what conference you're in. And whether home or the road, both teams are going to feel like they escaped with one today.
And they're playing for first place today with two really different sets of expectations. Bradley was picked to win the conference. UIC picked to finish last. This Flames team proving everyone wrong so far. And the fall away off for Thomas, and a UIC foul, which means Bradley free throws.
Looks like they got it on 14 white.
Oh, they get
going the
Jonovic,
other way.
Yep.
The ref said stay here.
No, Jonovic thinks he's about to shoot
Right,
free throws.
they're sorting this all out. He said stays here and meant to say going the other way, it looks like. There they go, they're going the other way.
He confused us, he confused Coach Isan, he confused Jonovic.
I can tell you, Jonovic is the only one who's not confused because he shoved that man with a forearm straight in the back. A guy who every other time he fouls him, he gives the finger wag like I didn't touch him. He knows he did something wrong there.
So instead, free throws for Tiani as both teams are in the bonus for the home stretch. And here's a big sub for Bradley. Darius Hanna with 4 fouls back in the game. Next one, and he fouls out. Jonovic on the bench with 4 fouls. So Brian Wardle having to sort through all this as the chess match heats up down the stretch. And Sasha Tiani now 1 for 6 from the line, but offensive board for the Flames. Huge rebound. They have 13 offensive boards. Mason, deep 3. Air ball. That summarizes the night.
And Mason's great off the dribble, great in the lane, great finishing around the rim, but an off the dribble 3 is not his game, not what he's known for, but with the shot clock running down was forced into it there. But at the end of the day, UIC is holding Bradley to their worst offensive performance, and it's all going to come down to this end for both teams. Can Bradley get something going, and can UIC continue to stop him?
This is on track to be Bradley's worst offensive performance by far this season. Dean down low to Thomas and a foul. Looks like Schobal with number 3, and that'll send us to a timeout. Not a lot of offense, but a lot of suspense down the stretch in Chicago. Back after this.
We are trying really hard to get you Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but they're
413-8421 or order online at uicflames.com. Support the Flames and experience the madness. Flames were picked to finish last, dead last in the Valley, and they hold on today. They will walk out of here in first place. How have they done this?
It's all been on the defensive end, in holding Bradley. Yes, they aren't making the shots that they're usually making, but you got to credit the defense for that. And on the other end, the offensive rebounding that UIC has continued to do into the second half creates those extra possessions for them. And for a team that shoots a lot of threes and hasn't made a lot of, they've got to make their money somewhere else, and that's where they've done it.
Hey, UIC plus 10 on the boards, 4 fewer turnovers. More fundamental basketball on a choppy, sloppy afternoon in Chicago. Sort of feels like the streets right now, which are all full of snow and ice and salt. against the Bradley zone. Here's Freeman to Henderson to Skobal. Missing the 3. Rebound to Dean. Hannah in the game with 4 fouls. Bodies up Freeman and gets fouled by Jordan Mason. The foul fest.
And here come the Bradley Braves, Sam. We talked about it. They finally feel like they've got a lineup in where, yes, there's foul trouble, but they've got their go-to guys in there, and Hannah and Montgomery and Dean all together. They get the stop on one end, and they're so quick to transition into offense, rewarding themselves with 2 free throws here.
So Darius Hannah, all-conference player, with a choppy night, and that doesn't help. A miss from the stripe, and UIC now looks to break a scoring drought of 4 minutes. Windows open for Bradley. Flames will look to close it. Mason, Freeman. Mason from point blank. Lead back to 10.
And that's where he's at his best. Shot fake, get downhill, make plays in the lane off of 2 feet. Finishing great there.
Here's Thomas with a bobble. And Hannah scoops it. Johnson, Thomas, right up, and a foul.
What a great play by Johnson. Again, he's been this spark where when they've needed him most, he gets downhill and makes a great left-handed bounce pass. Number 4 in white, Corey Thomas, who knows exactly what to do with it. Count the bucket.
That was only the 6th assist of the night for Bradley.
Sam, it's hard to have assists when you're not making shots. And as crazy as that sounds, because of how poorly they're shooting, I feel like 6 is a lot, right? And that one, none better than that one right there.
Here's some full court pressure for the Braves. And a huge Bradley fan contingent making their voices heard. Mason feeling the heat. Mason, the running floater. And a big chance now for Dean. Preseason player of the year in the Valley. The 5'8" wizard from Louisiana. Dean, the 3. And it bounces to Tsiani, who gets called for the foul.
Great energy and effort for the fresh Darius Hannah. You'll take that Duke Dean shot off the dribble all day, and Hannah doing a great job of wedging down low to give himself an opportunity at that offensive rebound. And you guessed it, another trip to the free throw line.
And the foul assigned to Jordan Mason. So number 3 on him as Rob Eson calls timeout. And Bradley with momentum on what's been an offensive nightmare. They're within 7 in Chicago.
The fact that this Reese's ad showed up at this exact moment proves that your devices are listening to your stomach.
Target made Good and Gather for you, helping you save on tasty berries frozen at peak ripeness, ready whenever you need them. Everyday favorites at unbeatable prices. We made Good and Gather for you, only at Target.
Feeling backed up and bloated? Good thing Metamucil Fiber Plus Probiotics Gummies work harder for your digestive system. With fiber to help promote gut health and probiotics to help relieve occasional bloating, so you can feel your best. Metamucil Fiber Plus Probiotics Gummies.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the delicious Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you can settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, cause the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and it's still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Oh, Auntie, you can't put that right in the dishwasher.
Watch me. With Cascade Platinum Plus, I have upped my dish game. I just scrape, load, and I'm done.
In that dishwasher?
In that dishwasher.
Only Platinum Plus is packed with more Dawn to remove up to 100% of grease and food residue, breaking down food to help it flow cleanly through the filter. Get the highest standard of clean, even in your machine.
Clean enough for you?
Yeah.
Scrape, load, done. Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
My days are long, fast-paced, I'm on my feet. And it wasn't until work that I realized that I wasn't taking that time for myself. I know when to go hard, and I know when to take it easy.
In a game, UIC has led almost wire to wire. Bradley's within 7. It's adjustment time for Rob Eson.
Finally getting a little bit of a punch from the Bradley Braves are the UIC Flames here, and how will they respond as Hannah can make this as much as a 5-point deficit, cut it to that here with these 2 free throws. UIC has got to be thinking Bradley staying in that zone. They've been in it for a lot of the second half. And they got to also be thinking the 3-point shot's not falling, but that's not stopping us. That's their bread and butter, and they're not going to go away from that. But it's a make-or-miss league, Sam. You got to make some
free
shots.
throws, right? Hannah continues to struggle from the line. It's a battle between Illinois schools, so here at UIC, a huge contingent of Bradley fans. Been loud in the second half, and Hannah 0 for his last 3 from the line. Big possession for the Flames, up 7. Mason gets a screen from Tiani. Freeman picking through and fouled by Dean. It'll send Freeman to the line.
UIC drawing up a play there to get Mason downhill using a ball screen, even though it's against the zone. Doing a great job of seeing what's there and what's not, swinging the ball around because ball movement and player movement so great for being in the zone, and Freeman the beneficiary here.
A 74% free throw shooter. Bradley's really protected the ball in the second half. Only 1 turnover in half 2, but also only 1 3-pointer, which is so uncharacteristic. A foul on the rebound. That goes against Sasha Tsiani, a little push. That is number 4 on UIC's big man.
UIC all night long has been such a great offensive rebounding team, from whether it be Siani, whether it's Big Mo, it's Scoble, even Freeman getting involved. A little too much of a push there on that free throw, and they'll just go free throw line to free throw line.
Yes.
Who says no to more free throws, man?
35 fouls this afternoon in 35 minutes, so foul a minute. Feels like more. Time is good on the first. And Conslaris for Siani, the sub for UIC.
What a luxury for Coach Eson to be able to bring in a guy like number 5 in black when Siani's been so good all night, and they have that 3-headed monster at the big position that you trust each one of them equally.
And for Bradley, Duke Dean gets a breather, probably just to the under 4 timeout, so.
If that.
A window now for UIC without Bradley's best player in the game. Conslaris to Mason. Testing the paint. Jackson. Conslaris, only 3 seconds. The 3 is off. That's not his shot. Bradley can cut it to 1 possession. Montgomery, the teardrop. It's a 4-point game.
Here come the Braves.
The class of the MVC won't just fade away. Mason prodding, a little bobble. And now a scramble. Davis pries it away. Braves ball. Here's the freshman Johnson. Flames have led this game for all but 2 minutes. Bradley sneaking up. And Kinsleris fouls Johnson. Well, a foul per minute, right?
That's exactly right, and Johnson's been living in the paint this half, creating for others, using the ball screen to get a piece of that paint, and again, stop me if you heard this one before, Sam, but a little push in the back and we'll shoot some free throws.
Both teams going over to their huddles.
And maybe checking to see who the foul's on here. They're reviewing something. Or not.
And officials say, all right, let's play. Not sure exactly what led to the huddles, but officials are saying, let's go, let's go. This has been a Valley dogfight between a team in Bradley picked to win the conference and just so smooth all year offensively against a UIC team that's pulled off some stunners this year.
And the way I look at this game, regardless of which team wins, both coaches are obviously going to be thrilled because it's hard to win in any conference game, but to win in this fashion, this grinded out, low scoring, foul parade game is something that helps you win come March. And both teams can find themselves winning games in different fashions. It's great for the end of the year.
Bradley looking to get back to the tournament for the first time since '04 as a foul's whistled against Thomas. And the Bradley contingent can't believe it.
Looks like they're gonna get Christian Davis here as you get him driving to the lane, doing what he does best, and Christian Davis just reaching in and getting his right arm as he goes up. Henderson will shoot two when we come back.
There's a veterinary emergency group not far from here.
Yes, that's the one Dr. Holt told us about. Jen loves that place.
Wow, apparently everyone loves this place.
Veterinary emergency group, this is Anne. How can I help you?
Hi, I think my dog Milo ate his toy.
Let me get one of our doctors on the line.
Hey, you must be Milo. Let's get you back to see the doctor.
You never know when you might be involved in an accident. Please put my number in your phone, 312-6-million. Injury law made personal, that's Aiken Law.
Potentially instant classic of defense today in the Valley. Second place, UIC edging first place, Bradley. In a game that has not been kind to offenses. Let's look ahead for a moment at upcoming schedule. UIC just played 5 of 6 on the road. They now get 2 in a row at home, starting with Murray State on Wednesday in the Valley game of the week, and then hit the road again for Valparaiso. Every night in the Valley is a challenge, but especially today. And this one has not been how we imagined it.
No, it's not. And you come into this game with two teams that shoot as many threes and shoot as well as they do from beyond the arc. You're thinking, man, what a beautiful, free-flowing 85-80 game we're going to have here. And that's when basketball, the sport, humbles you. and you get an ultimate rock fight where both coaches, both teams sitting here could care less about scoring. They just want to score more than the other team tonight.
And one of the best free throw shooters in the country brings it back to a 2-possession game. So UIC's led this thing for 32 of 35 minutes. Bradley creeping closer though. Flames' largest lead was 13 and it's down to 5.
The Braves have been hovering right around this 5, 6, 7 point deficit mark. Are they ever going to get over that hill, make it a 1-possession game?
Time to find out. Here's Hannah, and it's intercepted by Consleris. UIC steals a possession. It's only the second turnover of the half for Bradley. Consleris finds Freeman. UIC able to chew some clock. Henderson looking to shake past Thomas and can't hit the floater. Rebound to Thomas. Bradley ball. Dean, preseason player of the year. This is when you want the Duke. And the Duke misses. Braves are a 20% three-point shooting team tonight. Normally 42. Mason drives on the big man. Mason hits the deuce.
What a tough take by number 2 in black, getting his spot and finishing over length. The Braves need to talk it over.
Brian Wardle calls time out. Jordan Mason has really asserted himself. A game-high 15 points. What has made him so dazzling?
It's been so impressive because he's not the quickest, he's not the strongest, but he plays at his own speed. And Coach Isan and the rest of the Flames have so much confidence in his decision-making and scoring ability with the ball in his hand late in the shot clock. That's where he's doing much of his work. And just like there, he's doing it really, really well. A phenomenal take, and his floaters and mid-range pull-ups have been so great tonight and all year.
UIC so deep. They play 9 deep, and they've got Siani on the bench with 4 fouls. Jackson fouled out, so he's done for the final 2:24. Still, Flames have tools at their disposal. As we zone in on the flip side for Bradley, where can you find the answer?
You're gonna live and die with Duke Dean. That's just the name of the game. He's your best player. He's the preseason player of the year, which we've harped on over and over again. With the ball in his hand, he's making great decisions and he's taking shots that he normally makes. Tonight hasn't been his way, but you're gonna keep going to that guy and trust him to make the right plays, whether that's giving the ball up to Zeke Montgomery, whether it's continuing to feed it down low to Darius Hannah. Keep the ball in Duke Dean's hands, and he will make the right plays down the stretch.
Rob Isan, in his first year as coach, he's already delivered some signature wins against Drake, against Yale. And today, looking to do it against a Bradley team that came in as a powerhouse. It's loud in Chicago. Offense has been quiet. Let's see if we get some action for the final 2. Montgomery, short 2, rolls out. Rebound Henderson. Again, not a bad look.
No, a great look and something that's what they drew up, to get Montgomery into the long post and have him take that mid-range 12-foot fadeaway that he's made several times tonight. It's just great defense and a great contest by UIC.
2-minute mark in Chicago. Mason with a game-high 15. Here he is. Step back, long 2, short. Offensive board, Consleris, and then he draws a foul. UIC has dominated the offensive glass.
It's the story of the game. It's the story of the game as Darius Hannah fouls out, and the quick discussion on the benches here to see who they're going to put in. But at the end of the day, Sam, it's been the offensive rebounding for UIC, gaining those extra possessions and getting those offensive rebounds that are leading to more free throws on fouls on offensive rebounds. See if Big Mo can pay them off.
Looks like they'll go with Jaquan Johnson, the 5'11 freshman guard who really impressed you tonight. He replaces Hannah. Hannah's day's done.
In a game where not a ton of bright spots are happening for the Braves, number 22 in white has been great in initiating the offense when Duke Dean doesn't have the ball, getting downhill and making some plays for others, but they're running out of time. Minute and 50 seconds left. They're gonna have to make some threes down the stretch to get back into this ball game.
Oh, Contreras misses a golden opportunity from the stripe. Flames are 11 of 18 from the free throw line. A big one. 8-point game, under 2 to go. Here's Dean, who's mostly been muzzled today. Dean slicing in, and there's the slam for Corey Thomas. 2-possession game.
Great play by Duke Dean to get downhill and make plays for others.
And Henderson lost it. Bradley generates a turnover. Huge. The freshman goes down low. Davis on Contreras. Chance to make it a 1-possession game. Johnson, the freshman, curling in. Here's Dean, a big 3. Good, and a foul.
There's that man, Johnson, number 22 in white, making the great decision to find the best player, the heart and soul of this team for a 3 and the foul. Ty Freeman knows how good of a three-point shooter he is. Running at him to contest and just nicks him to get him to the free throw line.
On a night that's been disastrous offensively, Dean saves the day but misses a huge free throw. He's a 90% free throw shooter. Still, 1-possession game. Here we go. And Rob Eson calls timeout. He wanted it a few seconds earlier, and he gets it at 51.1.
Can sense a little bit of danger with his big man at the ball near half court. A great timeout by Rob Eson. He's got one left. If he senses any sort of danger like that, talk it over inside a minute. Make sure everyone's on the same page here and make sure you get the ball in Jordan Mason's hand and let him go to work. Very interested to see, Sam. The Braves have been coming out of every timeout and playing in that zone. It's helped them get back into the game slowly but surely, but now you value possession and you need the ball quicker. Is there any sort of run and jump? Do they play a man-to-man? Do they force a quicker shot, right? Because 3 points, 20 seconds on the shot clock. They're giving themselves around 30 seconds. If UIC scores, possessions matter. Possessions matter. We'll see what they go on defense, but UIC is definitely drawing up a play for both zone and man right here.
And they come out with Henderson, Mason, Contreras, Skobal, and one more.
And Freeman.
UIC hasn't beaten Bradley since 2018. Bradley hasn't lost to a fellow Illinois school in 18 tries. Something's got to give.
Looks like we got zone for the Braves here. UIC content to run down the shot clock.
10 seconds. Henderson to Contreras. Down to 3 seconds. The 3. That's not the shot. Contreras chases it down and throws it off Montgomery. Flames ball.
Very fitting that not only is there an offensive rebound, but it's an offensive rebound from Big Mo, who for the second time tonight gets the offensive rebound, throws it off of Brave to keep the ball with the Flames. What a big-time play from Five and Black.
His 5th offensive rebound, and the 2nd time tonight we've seen him throw it off of Brave. Such a nifty play.
And how about the fact that he's doing it falling into his own bench, where immediately, look at the bench's reaction there and how fired up Big Mo gets for, yes, winning himself another possession, but also 20 seconds on the shot clock again, just under 29 seconds. The Braves are gonna, my gut is they're gonna run it, they're gonna let them run it down and say, fellas, we need a stop. Then you come down and you need a three-pointer there, or a very, very, very quick 2. But you could also argue, Sam, you extend the game, especially for a team that's not shooting the ball so well from the free throw line. Be interested again. There's decisions that need to be made down the stretch here by the head coach. We'll see what they go with.
It's such a mind game, and so often games come down to this: to foul or not to foul. You say play it out.
I said play it out, and as I started,
you're already second-guessing yourself, and that's fine.
I'm thinking you go quick trap. If you don't get it because of where the ball's being placed, you foul then, because of how UIC's been shooting the ball from the free throw line.
It's an 8-second differential between shot and game clock. And Freeman was looking for Skobal. It got tipped out by Thomas.
Really tough place to get the ball in. We got Coach Wardle right in front of us, and you can see that he is telling his guys face guarding, don't let them catch it.
Freeman will throw it in front of his bench.
Corey Thomas is a hard guy to navigate around, too, on the ball. He's being big. He's getting long, making it hard to throw it in.
And he just gets it into Consleris. They get the foul. That's the guy you want to foul. Consleris, 63% shooter.
Absolutely. He just went 1 for 2 his last time to the charity stripe. But you saw it very quickly that everyone's on the same page. If Big Mo was catching that ball, Bradley was going to be quick to foul and send him to the line, and rightfully so.
Maybe the biggest free throws this season for Mo Consleris. And just swirls into first.
Now make or miss for Bradley. 26 seconds left. There's plenty of time. You do not need a three-pointer. If you get an open 3, great, take it. But look for Duke Dean to just get the ball, get downhill, and try and make a play, get into the rim, and extend this ball game with a trap and a foul after.
Just want to score right away. Second one for Consleris is out. 4-point game, 22 seconds. Gotta move. Montgomery for 3, cans it.
There's that great three-point look. There's that great three-point look and the quick foul.
The foul.
Phenomenal set out of the timeout. Getting Zeke Montgomery a great look.
And on a night with horrendous three-point shooting, it's the 3-ball down the stretch. Dean, now Montgomery. That's saving the day for Bradley.
And now the game within the game continues, because you look at the score, 2 points from one of the best free throw shooters in the country, makes it a 3-point game. And with 14 seconds left, Sam, look for UIC to foul up 3 once it gets under 10 seconds.
Henderson misses just his 4th free throw of the season.
Hey, Sam, scratch all that. Now it's about getting to the rim and making a play again. Bradley's got a timeout. Will they use it?
Hits the second. Coach Wardle does not look like he's going to call it. And now he will. 11.8. Bradley down 2. Game on the line.
Game on the line, and who else would you rather have on your team than number 21 in white, Duke Dean, who got Zeke Montgomery that open three-pointer on the possession before? You have to bet that 21 in white, the player of the year, is going to have the ball in his hands to go ahead and try and tie or win this game.
For UIC, got to zone in defensively. Do you think about doubling Dean in this situation, or is that too much of a risk?
I don't think you could double him just because of how much time's left. What I do think you do is, number 1, you switch everything on defense. You switch absolutely everything, handoffs, down screens, ball screens, make it tough for the Braves to have any sort of mismatch there. And then lastly, you got to be concerned for UIC. You got to secure the rebound. You get them to miss it, that's great. Your job's not finished. You have to secure that rebound because Bradley's going to shoot early enough where there's enough time to get a second shot up after their first.
All eyes certainly on Duke Dean, the preseason player of the year in the Valley. And Bradley's leading scorer, one of the top three-point shooters in the country. Here we go. First place in the conference on the line. Dean with it. Dean for the lead. The Braves on top.
The preseason player of the year for a reason. When you needed him most, he gave you his very best. Duke Dean, what a shot. Sees his defender going back. He knows the whole time that he's pulling up for three. Right in Big Mo's mouth. Give me all three of those. Duke Dean.
The team on his back in the final minute. 2 3-pointers for Dean down the stretch. And UIC still with some time. This one so far from over. 2.2 seconds for the game. Who do you go to?
What a great question. Here's the name of the game. How far can you get the ball up the court with 2 seconds and some change? And for every second, Sam, on the clock is a dribble that you have in order to get a shot off. Look for the UIC Flames to try and get the ball thrown ahead near half court in a perfect world to a big guy who's going to then turn one way or the other to throw it and advance it for the shot there. 2 seconds is a ton of time, enough for easily a couple passes and somehow getting a guy going downhill. You can run the baseline if you're UIC. They added 0.2 of a second back to the clock. 2.4 seconds. On the run, catching it, you've got 2 dribbles to make a play. But the ball moves faster than the man dribbling it. I expect an advanced pass near midcourt to then go ahead and make a play from there. Woo!
Wow. Bradley's last lead was 3 minutes into the game when they led 6-4. Now, thanks to Duke Dean, up 1, they put .2 back, so 2.4.
Duke Dean controlling the show on defense as well, making sure guys are in the right spot. He knows what UIC's trying to do.
Scoba will throw it in. UIC's got to go the length of the floor here. Scoba, it's tipped, it's rolling, and Bradley storms back for the victory. They trailed all day long. The Duke delivers a victory.
What a gutsy, gritty victory for Bradley, coming in on the road and winning such a difficult game where they weren't able to play their game all night. But that is why they're the preseason favorites and why Duke Dean is the preseason player of the year in the conference. What a win and what a game from the Bradley Braves.
Bradley keeps a stranglehold on first place in the Valley. And the Braves extend their win streak against Illinois teams to 19 consecutive games. In a moment, we'll hear from the victorious head coach, Brian Wardle. And so much to pick his brain about on a night where his team struggled offensively. So we're getting Coach Wardle over here. But Joey, what else can you say about Duke Dean? 14 points and just a phenomenal close.
Competitive excellence, Sam. When you needed him most, he gave you his very best. And at the end of the day, a lot of guys to talk about for that comeback. Can't wait to talk to Coach here about it right now.
And we've got Coach Wardle here courtside. Coach, the Duke delivers victory down the stretch. How impressed were you?
Well, I tell you what, he's a resilient young man. It wasn't his game again, rhythm-wise, making shots, but you got to find ways to win in this league. UIC's much improved. Coach is doing a great job with the program. we did not have it today for about 30 minutes. But Corey Thomas gave us a huge lift in the last 10 minutes of the game. Jaquan Johnson gave us a big boost. I don't know how we won that, but we won it, and we executed down the stretch. And obviously, your senior Duke Dean delivered.
Coach, congrats on the victory. And you said it, Corey Thomas giving you a huge spark. Didn't play a single second in the first half. Was arguably the best guy until Duke Dean down the stretch in the second half. What did he bring tonight?
Well, we just searching a little bit. You know, we had a lot of guys. You know, I'll be honest, we're a little out of whack right now. We're not in rhythm and clicking like we were earlier, and we got to find it. So we had some guys, I think, lost a little confidence, lost a little swagger. So I went with Corey, and he delivered big for us. And that's what a team does. Guys pick each other up. One man goes down, another man steps up. And, you know, we didn't get Darius to play at all. He fouled out and was in foul trouble all the game. So just a total team win.
You say you don't know how you won this game, yet you did. What does that tell you about the grit of your team?
Well, we've had a few like this already. You'd like to play better, though, to be honest, and I'm pushing us to play a more 40-minute game. That was probably a 10-minute game, and but we guarded enough. We guarded, kept us. The defense kept us in the game when our offense was really struggling. Most of the game, we struggled offensively. So I'm proud of how we defended when we weren't scoring. That's big. Our defense has to outlast our offense, and this is why.
Coach, thank you. Safe travels.
Thanks,
back.
Congrats, Coach.
That's Bradley head coach Brian Wardle, the 2023 Missouri Valley Coach of the Year. Joey, he said, I got no idea how we won tonight. It was such a mess, yet Bradley comes out with it.
There's no pictures when it comes to March and the wins and the loss columns, right? You'll take any victory you can. And for the Bradley Braves, such a gutsy road win. And that's something you can take with you the rest of the year and look back and say, when we didn't have our best stuff, we're still able to get it done.
And Duke Dean, the one to get it done. Bradley, trailing almost all day, storms back for victory with just 2 seconds left. Hey, it's been wonderful having all of you with us this afternoon for an instant classic in the MVC as Bradley takes it 61-60. Alongside our wonderful crew, Phil Bergman, Mike Reed, Anna Belair, Carolina, Jeff, Chobi, Andres, Sarah, Eric, and my partner, Joey Lane. I'm Sam Brief saying so long from Chicago, where Bradley wins its 6th of 7.